Good morning, children. How are you? I hope all are fine. So far, we have seen some topics in geography, some topics in civics, and more topics in history. And even as a part of history only, we are going to see other important, that is Bhakti movement. Moments in history, those moments are related to society, some moments related to the religion. So this movement is also associated with the religions. The Bhakti movement actually, which emerged between 7th and 10th centuries. Which centuries Bhakti movement emerged? 7th and 10th centuries. This Bhakti movement actually emphasized, that means gave more importance to emotional surrender of a devotee. Devotee means a student to a god, a person who dedicates his life to the god. So emotional surrender of devotee. To whom? To a personal god. So what I am telling here, Bhakti movement emphasized, that means gave more importance to emotional surrender of a devotee to a personal god. Then what is the meaning of bhakti in Sanskrit language? In Sanskrit language, bhakti means devotion. What is the meaning of bhakti in Sanskrit language? Devotion. Then this bhakti movement completely focused on individual relationship with God. What it focused on? Bhakti movement focused on individual relationship with God. How you maintain your relationship with God. How you are dedicating your life to God. How you are serving. How you are actually concentrating on God. So that is, in that way, Bhakti movement completely focused on what? Individual relationship with God. Then, what are the reasons for emerging this Bhakti movement? Social changes, economic changes, political changes, religious changes. Which changes actually responsible for rising Bhakti movement? For rising Bhakti movement, some socio and economic changes which took place in medieval period particularly. So in history already you learnt what was medieval period, particularly in India. From 8th century AD to 18th century AD, the period was known as medieval period. So in medieval period, which actually changes were responsible for emerging the Bhakti movement means some socio and economic changes. And here, who actually propagated? Who spread this Bhakti movement? Who are responsible for spreading this Bhakti movement means Nayanars and Alvars. Who are responsible for spreading Bhakti movement? Some Nayanars and Alvars. Who are Nayanars? Nayanars are the people who worshipped Lord Shiva. The people who dedicated their lives to Lord Shiva. Who are Alvars? The people who dedicated their life to Lord Vishnu. Who dedicated their life to Lord Vishnu. They are called Alvars. The people who dedicated their life to, who worshipped their life to, who worshipped Lord Shiva were called Nayanars. Who are these? The people who spread Bhakti movement between 7th and 12th centuries. Between what? 7th and 12th centuries. And here, Nayanars were who worshipped Lord Shiva, Alvars who worshipped Lord Vishnu. And what did they spread? What was the idea spread by Alvars and Nayanars? They told that there was no particular caste. That means they did not give importance to any caste. No Brahmin, no Vaishya, no Kshatriya, no Shudra. That means they did not give any importance to any caste. That is first important part. These Alvars and Nainars, those were poet saints. What did they do? By preparing some songs, by singing such songs, they tried to spread Bhakti movement throughout the country. Who? The Alvars and the Nainars. And what did they disagree? They disagreed the principles of that is Jainism and Buddhism. What did they disagree? They disagreed the principles of Jainism and Buddhism. And even they rejected this rigid caste system. So caste system only responsible for these inequalities. No one is supreme. No one have upper hand in the society. All are equal. That was the principle what these people wanted to spread throughout the world, throughout India. And even what did they tell? In order to get moksha, in order to get salvation, what is the important means? What is the important way? What is the important path to get moksha, to get salvation? That is love and devotion to the God is the only way to get a moksha or salvation. So what is the important means to get moksha? That is love and devotion to God is the only way to get a, that is what a moksha. So in that way, the Alvars and Nainars tried to spread the principles of Bhakti movement between 7th and 12th centuries. Alvars and Nainars. Now coming to the individual. If you see individually, some people tried to spread the ideas of Bhakti movement. Now we are going to see some important personalities like Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, Mirabai, Namdev, Kabir. In such a way, in Guru Nanak finally we try to explain how some people tried to spread Bhakti movement individually. Now see Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya, one of the great philosophers of India, influential philosophers, the person who tried to spread the Advaita philosophy. Which philosophy was spread by Shankaracharya? Advaita philosophy. Then Visishta Advaita was spread by Ramanujacharya. So now let us see Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya, a personality who belonged to 8th century CE, 8th century AD, which state? Kerala. And he tried to spread the idea of oneness. What is the meaning of oneness? That is the state of combining, the state of incorporating into something or somebody is called oneness. That means you have to completely mingle. You have to incorporate into someone or something or somebody is called oneness. Who spread the idea of oneness? Shankaracharya. And next, what was the way? What is the path he suggested to get moksha? The path of knowledge he suggested to get moksha. In that way, the Shankaracharya who spread the Advaita philosophy was well known, particularly 8th century CE or 8th century AD. Now coming to the Ramanujacharya. Ramanujacharya who spread the Visishtadvaita philosophy. Which philosophy? Visishtadvaita philosophy. Visishtadvaita philosophy. He spread Visishtadvaita. Who spread Advaita philosophy? Shankaracharya. Who spread Visishtadvaita philosophy? Ramanujacharya. And he belonged to 11th century and he belonged to Tamil Nadu state and he was influenced by Alvar poets. Who are Alvar? Who are Alvars? Alvars were the students of Lord Vishnu who worshipped Lord Vishnu, Ramanujacharya. And he expressed, he told that worship of personal God is the only way to get moksha. As Shankaracharya told, we should adopt the path of knowledge to get moksha, as well as Ramanujacharya advocating that worship of personal God is the only way to get a moksha. And coming to the Mirabai, who was popular during Bhakti movement and who was a great devotee to Lord Krishna, to praise Lord Krishna, she composed so many songs and also bhajans which are very popular now also, Mirabai. And even though she married the Rana of Mewar, even though he was completely criticized by her family members, she did not come out from the dedication of her life to Lord Krishna. So that is about Mirabai, a great devotee of Lord Krishna. And coming to, so in the form of songs and bhajans, she tried to spread the principles of Bhakti movement. And finally, Namdev. Namdev, who belonged to 11th century, and he was a son of tailor, and also he composed poetry in Marathi language, and that poetry is famous, particularly in two states, Maharashtra and Punjab. And he was also influenced by the Alvar poets. So in that way, the Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, Mirabai, Namdev, all these Kabir, all these tried to spread the principles of Bhakti movement, particularly in medieval period, particularly between 7th to 12th centuries. But in the introduction, I told you that the Bhakti movement actually emerged due to social and economic changes. What were the social and economic changes? Particularly in medieval period, as cities grew and more people migrated from villages to towns and cities in order to get more facilities. Whenever craftsmen migrated more and more from villages to towns and cities, they were influenced with these principles. In that way, Bhakti movement emerged, flourished during particularly the medieval period between 7th and 10th century. Those were social and economic changes which actually responsible for the emerging, for the existence, for the development of Bhakti movement. Now, next we will see in what way the Kabir, in what way Guru Nanak also tried to spread their ideology, particularly during medieval period. Thank you.